All right. Shift perspective.
Robbie's had a big day.
That sounds like a children's book. Robbie's Big Day.
Yep.
Hey, I have a quote that I heard the other day that I wanted to start out today's podcast sharing.
Oh shit.
From Friedrich Nietzsche.
Mm.
You can judge a man's character by how much truth he can tolerate. Ooh, I heard that and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
talk about striking right through the heart of the shit. But Nietzsche was known for that, right? What
Yep.
doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
Yes.
You know? So I was really like struck by that, man. I think that's a really powerful quote.
It is a powerful quote. Not many of us are willing to listen to a truth,
especially about ourselves, right?
Oh,
like,
man,
those are the hardest truths to listen to. It's easy to listen to the truth about somebody else,
or tell them that the truth they don't see.
Yeah.
Was, we had an interesting group with a mentorship that I work with, and we had a question. We had there was a prescription, there was homework to do to understand something is right around these lines. Like, what are the behaviors that are, that are holding you back, or basically are the things that, that are making things difficult for you. You don't really see, that you're not willing to really look at. Are you willing to go look at those things and see what they are? It was really interesting on who actually answered that and who didn't answer that question.
Either way, you answer when that question is asked, right?
Right. And it was so fascinating because, and like, look, man, I get it. It's a scary thing to actually go and be real honest about something like that, and I don't know a lot of people who are willing to be that type of honest about themselves and the shit they do. And I just, I don't know, it's interesting to me because I want to get to that. I feel like I want to get to that level, like, of honesty, of just being honest about shit like that. But it's also like, dude, that is it is some difficult, it's a difficult place to be, man.
Yeah.
Like, stripping yourself down like that and being like, fuck.
Yeah, I had an experience like that with like some growth pains in our marriage this year, which I'm not gonna give people the details, but I had to come to terms at one point with where Tommy and I were talking, and I finally just openly said, wow, I've failed you here. I failed you. And I'm sorry. And not like, I did this because you did that, or you said this and then I said this, and here's our whole story of how we got to this point. We both already know that stuff. The real point was for me to take ownership over my shit in that moment and just say, I failed you. And it was a turning point for strengthening our relationship in a way that was totally new. And it was like so scary and gut wrenching and vulnerable and powerful at the same time, because once you do that, then you can go, well, I can change this. I can change it now. I've admitted it. Now I can do something. And minimally, I can just not make things worse, right? Like, even if it can't be necessarily improved upon, which usually it can be, but minimally I can stop contributing to hell. You know? So
Yeah.
it was in those moments, man, they suck so much. They're awful.
Yeah, man. I know those dark places all too well recently.
Yeah, but on the other side of that, it's always the brightest spot. It's where you learn the most. Like, you learn so much about yourself. And those are the like decision points in like it's that character thing, like that Nietzsche quote, right? Like that, those are the deciding moments of your character when you go, yes, I failed here and I will own it. And now I'm going to try to change it. Or you can walk away and pretend like it doesn't happen and not take the opportunity to develop yourself. And, but boy, do you got to eat some crow. But so what? What's the alternative? The alternative is make your life and the life of people around you suck. You know, and it's like, and you're not that we're responsible totally for each other's um feelings, but we are responsible for how our own behavior gets transmitted into the world. So anyway,
Most certainly. Most certainly. Most certainly. Yeah. That's why it's, uh, you know, it is not easy to be around people who don't know how to take ownership for stuff like that, though. It becomes this one way road, like family, friends, spouses, who, whatever, right? Like, one person constantly doing work like that, owning things, and the other one not owning their part. Um, and I I find it, I just look at my own family kind of like that. Not that like there's massive problems, but there's definitely issues in and around these areas where some of us take responsibility for ourselves and eat crow quite a bit, where others just don't, and just go on about their business. And this is just who I am. And that is the big thing. This is who I am.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
because then you can just
No, this is what you do, fool.
exactly. You can abdicate responsibility that way.
Yeah.
I'm just like this. Then you don't have to abdicate responsibility. Oh, I just came pre-built this way.
Hmm.
So I can default to whatever labels are in my head. So I abdicate all of my responsibility, which is sad because that's also giving away all of your power. That's you're
Yeah.
abdicating responsibility is abdicating the power that you actually have. The power you actually have is to take responsibility. That's the only power that actually exists in anything.
Really. That's
Yeah.
that's true. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's the only power we have is to take power over our own behavior and our own attitudes. And um it's sad. And it's, sometimes I think there's like a double, kind of a two-part thing there. It's like one, I have learned that with like certain, whether it's friendships or family members, that I had to temper my expectations. And that was also a form of taking responsibility. Like, well, this person won't take responsibility. Yeah, okay, well, me being mad about them taking responsibility is also my shit. So it's just like let
Hundred
going.
hundred
It's
percent,
like,
hundred
all right,
percent. You
man.
can't change
Well,
anybody.
yeah, it's like, all right, well, I still love you. Like, whatever. But like,
Yeah,
we can't. I've had the conversation like, I still love you, but we can't hang out. Like, why can't
that's
we?
it.
Don't. Yeah, we don't match.
That's it.
So it's
Yeah,
all right. I'm
yeah,
not mad,
yeah.
but no.
This is why family dynamics are uh so difficult, because people don't ever get to this point. They continue to be upset or get pissed off about somebody who's never changed their behavior and has shown zero, uh, you know, desire to want to change it. And so those of us will sit there and get angry with them when they continue to do things that they've always done. And it's like, well, yeah, that's just who they are. That's what they're choosing to do. That's what they've always chosen to do.
Yeah.
Why would they choose any differently? If you're upset about that, that's because you haven't dealt with it.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, I have a family member who I said, we won't have to get into the details. I won't bore you or anybody else with the details or give away my family stuff. But anyway, this person takes tremendous and serious advantage of essentially anybody around them. And there was a pretty serious situation where they were in some real trouble, and I was concerned. And they sort of washed it over and then didn't talk to me for like a year, and then like bumped into me on the street and like acted like nothing ever happened. And I just had this realization, like, this person doesn't care about me. And it's not because like they're some evil mustache twisting person. They're not capable of it.
Mm-mm.
They're not in this state. They're not capable of
Yeah.
it. And so if I continue to participate in this cycle, it's on me. So I was just like, okay. And then it was like some time later, and the person called me. I was like, hey, do you want to go to lunch? And I said, no. And they were like, you don't? And I said, no. Like, you don't know how to engage in a reciprocal relationship with other people. And if I keep letting you take advantage of me, then it's my fault. And I'm not mad at you, and I wish you the best, but we can't spend time together because I don't like how you treat people. And it was just like, oh, and I wasn't angry. It was just straight. And they were like, oh, okay. And I'm like, okay, well, I wish you the best. And, if I see you around, that'll be great, but we're not going to hang out. Bye.
Damn. Was that your kid? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, kids are
Kidding,
different.
dude. Yeah,
Kids
I
are
know.
different. Like,
Kids are different.
yeah, man, it's different. It's different with kids. But here's the thing: if you have good, if you have honest conversations with your children like that early on, it doesn't have to be quite that brutal, but like really honest, like, hey, I don't like how you're treating me, and I won't allow it. Like, if you have this kind of and you shouldn't let other people treat you like this either, and drawing those kind of lines,
Facts.
right? Then you have this kind of honesty in your relationship with your kids. At least that's what I found with my daughter. And we come to more rapid conclusions of uncomfortable topics because we have open discourse that's based on honesty. And I don't, not that I've done a perfect job by any stretch of the imagination. I don't
No,
know if
but
it's possible, but
no, but you communicate with your kid,
yeah,
like
we talk.
really communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
not a lot of people know how to do that.
it's,
Hell,
it's
man,
hard.
I've struggled. I've struggled with relationships like that. Just to be able to communicate well with people who I've felt threatened or like intimidated by, and it's like it sucks. Anyway,
Yeah.
anyway,
I mean,
I couldn't
but,
imagine with a kid.
well, it's hard to, escape. I mean, some people do it, right? But the world is but a mirror.
Ain't it? Ain't it?
For real. Yeah. So, but I mean, being a kid is, being a parent is such it's an awesome learning opportunity. And um, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I could definitely see differences in ways people would communicate with their kids, and people who communicate and raise their kids based on their personal convenience versus trying to have a real relationship with this person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think a lot of people have kids and then they're horrified at the inconvenience of it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people having kids that shouldn't have kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that don't aren't really sure why it is that they're doing it, other than it's the thing they're supposed to do, right?
That's not the right reason
Yeah,
to have a
and it's
kid.
and I think some people have a really high nurturing drive, and I think it's really cool to see. And um
And yet lack skills in how to educate. I'm just kidding. Like,
it's yeah, but it's
I just want to love something. I just want to take care of it, but I don't know how to guide it to anything.
yeah, that's not real nurturing though, right? That's you
No.
using that thing to fill a hole in you.
Hmm.
Just like when people buy a puppy because they're sad,
Yeah,
Like,
man.
so you're gonna lay upon this animal in an artificial environment, and then on top of that, the weight of your emotional needs, which it has no skills with which to navigate.
Mhm.
And it's just
Mhm.
it's unfair. It's not prepared to do that, and people do that. Um, you can see that with when people do it with their kids, and you can even see it in siblings. Like the parent, like the first kid that came in, and the parent sort of like over babied them, or usually there's one sibling in a group where the parent, that's the one that they use to like fill uh, a hole that they had, and so they, not viciously, but sometimes would almost suppress the growth of that individual unconsciously in order to stay needed. You see it with parents all the time. um
All the time.
and I'm not hating, like, I got my shit. If you put me under a microscope,
That's right.
you're gonna see the cracks for sure. You don't even, not that you need a microscope. Have you just, if your arm's length away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but hey, that's the beauty of relationships. That's the real beauty of relationships. If you look at them that way, right? Hey, it's a learning opportunity.
That's right.
It's a learning opportunity.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, what
If
else do you
anybody
have?
had it, I think it was Brett Weinstein. If you had it figured out, why would you continue?
For sure. Have you watched that movie Soul yet? The new Pixar
Yes.
movie? You
Yes.
did?
Fantastic.
I just watched it and I was like,
Yeah.
wow. I was kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want
Cody told me.
Yeah, I don't know if I went fucking Disney teaching me the meaning of life, but it was it was really good. Like, it's
I
just,
mean, Disney's
well,
turned it around since it's anti-Semitic, just a
making
lot of
make
lot of people just ignore that one.
yeah. Well, Disney's a business,
It is a
and
business.
Disney's gonna do what's good for business, and
That's
and
right.
and that's fine. You don't have to buy their stuff. I'm not saying it's not fine. I'm just saying, like, know what the entity is, right? It's not a person,
It was exactly, the entity is not the person who was the anti-Semite.
right? So yeah, I mean, it's interesting,
Disney's done well. I have a subscription to Disney, so
Me too.
like Mandalorian, bro.
I canceled Netflix to get Disney Plus. I was like, I don't need.
I am so over Netflix, bro.
I'm just, it's there's a
There's you can't pick anything.
it's and you can't, and it's a lot of it's just dark, and I'm just kind of in a
It's
mode right
so
now
dark.
where I just
Yeah,
don't want to be. I
it's
don't want
so
more
dark.
darkness,
Like I
and
don't
it's
know
like,
what Hollywood's problem is right now. Like
yeah,
why is everything that's coming out so dark? Why don't you start making something that cheers the world up?
yeah,
You've had a
exactly.
you've got had a year to like get it together.
Yeah, it's like, I don't, I want to watch comedy specials, and and so yeah, I canceled Netflix and went to uh went to Disney Plus because I just like the kind of like general feel of innocence around it, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so we have that, and we have Discovery Plus because sometimes it's fun to watch really weird reality TV.
Mm.
Sister Wives is like a household addiction right now.
Is that like an offshoot? What was that Mormon show where they had the polygamy show?
That's it, Sister Wives.
No,
It's
yeah,
about,
yeah.
it's
There was
about
one years ago.
yeah, this is it. We're watching it from like 2000
Oh, with like Bill, what's
whatever.
his name?
Oh, no, no,
Who's
no.
yeah? Who's the
This is
lead actor?
No, it's a reality show. There's no acting.
Oh, it's real.
It's real. This
Oh
is
my
real.
god, this
This
is
is real.
interesting.
Yes, yes. So Sister Wives is a TLC show that follows this family, the Brown family, in starts in Utah, and Cody Brown has 4 wives. They're fundamentals Mormons, and they actually had to like flee persecution. And then you can look this up. They actually had they went to federal court. They ended up going to federal court over it in like 2013 or 14. It's really interesting though, because you look at their lifestyle, and I don't really have any comment about it. Like, they're free to do whatever they want, but
Totally. Doesn't hurt me.
essentially, like, you watch them and you go, wow, this is like a, a, a a pretty, like, for all intents and purposes, pretty normal seeming folks. They go to work and they're raising their kids to be nice people, and they don't shove their religious beliefs on their kids. Like, they teach their kids what they believe, like everybody does, but they aren't like, you're a disgrace if you don't do this the way we do it. They encourage them to do
Mm,
what they believe is right, but they're not guilting the kids or anything like that. And anyway, I thought it's a really interesting show. But one thing that Tommy and I have really taken away is this guy Cody has 4 wives, and the amount of emotional intelligence that this guy displays is fucking off the charts. He is like so crazy good at dealing with people, at least in the first 3 seasons. I don't know I don't know the outcome, so somebody who listens to this later might be like, oh my god, Rob, he turns into an asshole, I can't believe it. But so I don't really know, but I know in 2013.
it- 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 is this because he's juggling 4 women that he's married to, who are all, yeah, of course.
Women and 16 kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but his ability to navigate it is, I don't think I
It's a
could do
lot of
it.
food, bro.
It's a lot of food. It's a lot of emotional needs.
Yeah,
Like,
man. How are you
that's
a
a lot
father
of
to
emotional
16?
needs.
How do you, I mean, I don't know. I'm not judging them. I'm just like, how do you actually,
What are the logistics?
how do you father 16? Like, how do you actually participate in that?
We'll have this conversation off air.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's an interesting show just from a social experiment perspective, and you look at how they deal with each other and everything they navigate day to day, and you know, it's pretty it's pretty interesting. But that's like the Tommy and I's show right now. But because we just got sick of, like you were saying, like, Netflix is dark. We just wanted to watch something that's a little bit lighter, you know. There's enough dark if you just turn on the news.
I've been rewatching Narcos, even though that's dark. I'm just like, I'm so like
That's a
in
good
that.
show though.
God dang, man. I mean, subtitles too. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you want to learn Spanish,
I do, but I don't pick it up.
you got to talk with people.
No, I
That's the
know.
thing, is like, you got to speak it.
I had a kid who worked with me for years who spoke Spanish, and we kept saying we're going to work on this, and I was going to learn Spanish, and then we were going to dedicate one day a week to Spanish only. So I'd have to work on it all week, and then it was like one day only. I could only speak Spanish,
I
and
thought
then
everybody from Southern California understood Spanish.
I mean, I understand it,
Yeah.
but I don't speak it. Like Diaz totally understands it verbatim, but he doesn't speak it.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a refusal or what. I don't
I would
know.
I would guess.
Yeah, he's definitely, yeah. It's definitely strong-willed like that.
No doubt. The
Yeah,
oak.
yeah.
The oak.
Brown oak.
Immovable.
Yeah,
The immovable brown
tick,
oak.
tick. They're
Yeah.
having another baby.
Yeah, I know. I was on that
Oh
call.
yeah,
That's
you were on
that's
that
pretty
call.
awesome.
Uh,
Danny is too.
is he?
Oh, yeah, we're putting all their business out. I don't think he'll care, but yeah, Danny's having another kid too, man. They're due in June.
Wow.
Yeah, people having babies. That's what they do.
People having the babies. Brian loves being a dad.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. I had one way too young, but it was great. Now I just get smart ass text messages from my 19-year-old because she's a smart ass like me.
Yeah.
So she she's dishing back all the sarcasm that she's gotten from the time she was like 2.
That's right.
I'm like, man, this kid is a smart mouth. And she's like, yeah, where do I get it?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is she
So
rowing?
no, it's shut down,
Okay.
unfortunately. Yeah,
Damn.
tech is not about it, but she misses it. Like she wants to row, but I think it's given her a chance to get used to the workload. She took
Mhm.
7 classes first semester.
But
Yeah. She was like, well, if I'm going to be locked up in my dorm because of COVID, then I might as well get some work done. Like, well, I guess there's worse things to be. There's a worse work ethic for sure. So
totes.
she's I for Christmas I got her Hero with 1,000 Faces. She's
Hmm.
really into mythology.
Hmm.
So I got her Here with 1,000 Faces. She texted me the other day and was like, Dad, I asked my professor if I can do my uh, semester report on this book. So I never heard back if she got confirmation or not, but she was like real excited about it. So
That's cool.
yeah, she was
Fun.
she's pretty amped. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to her about like Joseph Campbell and Carl Jung and archetype
Hmm.
mythology archetypes and stuff like that. And I ended up getting her a couple books, and then I realized like Jung might be a little bit of heavy of a starting place. And I was like, man, let's start with Joseph Campbell first and get some outline.
Campbell was my intro.
Yeah, and then I'll Jung's pretty heady stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Campbell's. She was like, she texted me all like, Dad, did you know that Joseph Campbell was a comparative mythologist? And I was like, yeah, that's why I got you his most famous book. So you can see that a job could actually come from your interest. Oy.
Oi.
All right, we're 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 30 plus. We're 30 plus.
Wow.
Yeah, we zoomed right through this, man, if you will. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next
Okay,
time.
people. All right,
Pe-
people.
Bye, Peekle.
People.